Hey, what's up, everybody? I said yesterday in one of my reviews I wanted to talk about this today. This is called Opium pour Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. This is the Eau de Toilette. Um, I wanted to find out if this was officially discontinued, so I got in contact with Yves Saint Laurent to find out from them. And as far as I know, it is true. This has been permanently discontinued. So I definitely want to talk about this today. Um, Let me give you a little bit of basic information about this first, and then I'll tell you my thoughts about this fragrance and my thoughts about it being discontinued. This is Opium pour Homme Eau de Toilette by Yves Saint Laurent. This come out in 1995. The perfumer is Jacques Cavalier. The top notes is star anise and blackcurrant. Heart notes is Chinese galanga or Chinese ginger, Szechuan pepper. Base notes is bourbon vanilla from Madagascar, Tulu balsam, and Atlas cedar. I remember smelling this, I think the first time, and it was like probably 1998, 1997, I think, something like that. And I remember when I first smelled this, I was like in awe. I was blown away by this fragrance because I've never smelled anything even close to what this smells like. This is the most beautiful, oriental, exotic fragrance that I've ever personally smelled in my entire life. Um, these spicy oriental notes like the star anise and the Szechuan pepper and the Chinese ginger create this spicy accord that is so exotic, and it smells like it comes straight from the Orient. And you got that black currant that gives it a little bit of unique, juicy fruitness in there. It's a little bit fruity, but it's very unusual. It's really juicy. There's the cedar wood that comes in and gives it a beautiful wood accord. And then the bourbon vanilla from Madagascar comes in and smooths everything out and gives it even more of an oriental, exotic um, fragrance. And it is just so beautiful. It is so unique. It is so unusual, so exotic, so oriental. Um, there's nothing else like this before or after when this come out. Nothing else like this. They had the Eau de Parfum that come out, and they discontinued that a few years ago. Now they've discontinued this. They killed this, which is really disturbing to me. I have a lot of mixed emotions about this. I'm sort of like pissed off, angry, depressed, sad, upset, because they're killing off fragrances like this. This is a masterpiece to me. This is art. An artist created this. It is so beautiful. It is so unique and unusual. And they're killing fragrances like this off, and they're being replaced with garbage now, like why Eau de Toilette and all the Dolce Gabbana light blue and all that crap that they're pumping out now. I'm upset about this because this is a masterpiece, and they killed it. And they Eau de Parfum and even Reef Gauche pour Homme. This is the greatest aromatic fougere barbershop fragrance ever created. They killed this off. They discontinued it for a little bit, and then they relaunched it for a year and put it in a different packaging and put it in the La Collection line. And a year or two later, they killed that off and replaced it with garbage. So I have a lot of mixed emotions about what the designer world is doing, because nobody wants to take a risk anymore. That's the reason they're killing this off, is because people don't want a risky fragrance, and this is a risky fragrance. Everything is safe now. Everybody is in their safe space. As a matter of fact, fragrances, I have a name for fragrances that they're coming out with now, that they're pumping out, like why Yves Saint Laurent or why Eau de Toilette. I call them safe space fragrances because that's what they are. They're bland and boring, and there's no soul to them. It's just a fragrance that has a little bit of freshness, a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of woods. They'll throw it together, put it out there. It won't offend anybody, but it has no soul. Nobody took a risk, but that's what the human race wants. That's what everybody wants. They want it safe. They don't want to take a chance on offending anybody. So I call all these fragrances that are coming out now safe space fragrances. And it's so depressing to me because pretty soon this is going to be completely gone. And that really bothers me because this is one of the most beautiful fragrances ever created. And they took a risk when they did this in 1995. But the world now, out there on the streets and in the fragrance world and everywhere you look, even in the car world, everything has to be safe. Nobody wants to take a chance on offending anybody. Nothing has a soul anymore. Everything's generic and boring and bland, but everybody wants that. And that's disturbing to me, that the mass population wants that. There are quite a few people like me that feel the same way about fragrances as I do, like art. This is art. This is unique and unusual art. It's a creation of an artist that took a risk. Nobody takes a risk anymore. That's why I am still with niche and independent houses, because most of those guys are still taking risks and they don't care if they offend anybody. I like that. Designer houses now, the majority of them, including all the top ones like Dior and Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, Dolce & Gabbana, nobody wants to take a risk anymore. Everybody wants to create bland, boring, generic, mass-pleasing, compliment-getting fragrances. And that is depressing to me. Um, yeah, I'm actually buying. I still have 50 mils of this left. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video because told you that I would let y'all know if this has been discontinued, and I wanted to say a little bit about it. So while this video is uploading, I'm going to go ahead and order another 100 mil because pretty soon this is going to be extinct, and people are going to put it on eBay and sell it for $500. So I want to go ahead and get it while it's still available, because I'm not going to buy any of the crap that they're pumping out now. You know, the Y line and all that stuff. And K, I don't want that. I don't want safe. I want something risky. I want something that somebody used your imagination with. That's why I like this so much, because wow. I can smell this. I can put this on and smell this, and I swear I can close my eyes and I can be transported back in time to an Oriental spice market, a very exotic Oriental spice market. I can picture in my head that. I can use my imagination. I can use my imagination with fragrances like this, because this kind of fragrance, you can use your imagination to transport you to different times and places, like the Oriental spice market, 200 years ago. But you can't do that with fragrances that they're coming out with now, because it has no soul. Fragrances now have no soul. So that's why I have so many backup bottles of fragrances that artists and perfumers actually took a risk doing when they come out with. So I still have those, and I'm getting ready to have another backup bottle of this, so I'll have it forever. But anyway, if y'all are interested in something that's from an Oriental spice market that might offend anybody, I'll put a link in the description on where you can get this. I was just planning on doing a review of it, but I don't know. When I talk about fragrances, when I think about fragrances, and especially things like this has been discontinued, my emotions and feelings come out a little bit. Fragrances are extremely important to me for a lot of reasons. For emotional reasons, they make me feel things, they comfort me, they put me in certain moods. So, fragrances are a big deal to me. They're one of the most important things in my life. And when I feel like the fragrance world is becoming soulless, it bothers me. So beautiful. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll talk to y'all later.